Welcome back, boys and girls. If I could have one pistol or a handgun for all purpose, what will it be? Well, first of all, it has to be very dependable since I'm gonna only have one handgun. And then secondly, it has to be fun to shoot. The ammunition has to be affordable. I have to be able to shoot accurately at 25 yards, even 50 yards, just for the fun shooting. And then it has to do it all, from self-defense to a combat. Well, not that I need it for combat, but just in case. And also for the hunting. 9mm? Nah. 460 Smith & Wesson Magnum? No. It'll have to be Smith & Wesson 38 Special / 357 Magnum or Glock G40 in 10mm. They're both full-size pistols and they're about the same size, except the Glock has 2-inch longer barrel, which helps with the accuracy and holds 2.5 times more ammunition compared to 6-shooters. Glock weighs in at 2 pounds and 3 ounces, which is with a magazine. And Smith & Wesson weighs 2 pounds and 5 ounces. So surprisingly, Glock weighs just a little bit less. With my aging eye, shooting pistol is not all that fun anymore because I can't really see the sights too well. But for some reason, the Glock really has a nice sight that I can see really well and shot better. As for the cost of ammunition, as you know, 38 Specials can be very inexpensive. And in 357 Magnum, they're still quite affordable. And in 10mm, some of the brands in full metal jackets are quite inexpensive. And even, Honore hunting rounds, they're still affordable. Well, I would love to show you how they shoot in person, but then our range is still closed, so I'm gonna have to show you how they shot in the past with the old clip. I know you guys are getting sick and tired of my old clips by now, but then let's go ahead and see how they shoot. Okay, first I'm gonna be shooting with 38 Special at 25 yards, right upper target, 6 shots. Oh, that's good. I'm doing. I got all 6 shots in the 6-inch target, so I'm happy with it. Okay, now I'll be shooting with 357 Magnum at 25 yards on the right upper target. That's him. Good deal. Okay, this is 25 yards. Now this is with 38 Special, and that's with American Eagle. And that was actually right next to the bullseye. The recoil is actually pretty mild. It's not bad at all, and I'm actually hitting pretty good group. I don't think I'm gonna need a scope for this at all. Alright, here's my first shots with my Glock 40. Alright, this is the target that I was shooting at for the first time, and then I made the adjustment. You could see it's shooting a little low. After I put away my target, came back to my bench to pack my stuff, I looked down the range and there was a piece of clay pigeon looking at me and saying, "I dare you." So I had to. Alright, just for fun, I'm going to shoot at a clay pigeon, piece of clay pigeon, about 120 yards away, above 15. Let's see how close I can get. Whoa, that was really close. I think I nicked it. Whoa, I hit it. Can't believe I hit it. As for the self-defense, I want something accurate and that could hold a lot of rounds, because I've never been into a situation, thank God for that, but in the excitement, when you're nervous, you're scared, and some people are trying to shoot you, I think things can get pretty hectic, and having only 6 or 7 rounds, not much of a trick. But with Glock, each magazine holds 15 rounds. And this Glock came with 3 magazines, meaning I could carry 46 rounds. That's more than enough for me. And very accurate. Only problem is some people might think this has too much of penetration power, which I do agree. But 9mm full metal jacket penetrated 3.5 1-inch wooden bore from my last test, and 155 hollow point went through 4.5 with 10mm. So even though there is about 25% more penetration, it's not crazy as long as you don't use a hard cast bullet. For the self-defense, I have to be able to carry it with me all day long if I need to. And as long as I have it outside the belt, it feels fine. The weight doesn't bother me too much, and it doesn't get in the way when I'm getting up and down. But I don't really see myself wearing this inside the belt. I think it's gonna jab me pretty hard. And in Virginia, we're allowed to have open carry, and I also have a concealed carry permit as well. So let's see if I have something on. So let's see how well it's gonna conceal. Honestly, it's not too bad. I mean, if you look at it very carefully, you will see something. But then if I'm to walk around like this or have a light jacket on, I think it'd be fine. Smith & Wesson revolver. This is so much more pretty to look at. But it's about the same as Glock. It's comfortable. Now let me put something on, see how well this is gonna conceal. Yeah, it's about the same as Glock. So as for the carrying, Glock and Smith & Wesson, it doesn't make any difference. As for the combat, now I am sure government doesn't want me in the service, but if for some crazy reason, if I have to go on a combat, I have to think what is the most favorite or all-time combat pistol. I would have to say it's 1911. When they developed it, they had mainly two things in their mind. Number one, dependable, fast shooting, and stopping power. So they went with 45 ACP. Now 10mm is equal to 40 caliber, which is plenty of stopping power. And when we talk about the power, this is about 1.5 times more powerful than 45 ACP. And this is much more flat shooting. And this holds about twice as more ammunition in a magazine compared to 1911 45 ACP. Now I don't want to offend any 1911 fans out there, but these are just the facts. You might think 357 Magnum has a better penetration and more energy. Well, I did. Well, think again. Here are the datas, and let's see how they do on a penetration test. I'm gonna be shooting 38 Special lead round nose. Next, I'm gonna be shooting 38 Special lead hollow point. Okay, on the top is the round nose, and that's a hollow point. So 1, 2. So interesting. They both did not go through the second ball. Shooting 357 Magnum. Next is 110mm 155 grain. Bigger kick. Top 357 Magnum 10mm. 1, 2, that's 3. Okay. It made a dent on the fourth one, but it didn't penetrate. So you could see the bullet showing right here. And then same thing with 10mm. Oh, actually 10mm went through. So 10mm went through the fourth one, and it stuck right there. 420 grain hard cast. I have a little high hope on the hard cast. Let's see. It's the bottom one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, this board is stuck. 6, So even about halfway in, so even 6.5. As you know, if I'm only to have one handgun, it has to be able to hunt. And 357 Magnum has been great. I shot quite a lot of deers with this, had no problem. Now, I'm not too sure about beyond medium-sized game with 357 Magnum, but now I've never shot a deer with 10 millimeter yet. I'm planning to take it out this early season and hopefully harvest a deer with it. But I have a full confidence in 10 millimeter after testing the penetration test. And there are many stories in Alaska. They are carrying this as a grizzly protection pistol. And they were able to protect themselves from grizzly, not even with a hard cast, actually with 180 grain hollow point from Hornady. My son loves this Smith & Wesson 350 Magnum. It's a beautiful handgun, and I love it too. And I have a lot of sentimental value in this. But if I could only keep one handgun, I have to go with a Glock G40. My second choice will be Smith & Wesson in 38 Special / 357 Magnum. It's a beautiful handgun, shoots really well, and it's very versatile. For the self-defense, I can always use 38 Special, and it won't have too much penetration, but will have a plenty stopping power. Officers in the United States have used 38 Special forever. Now, as for the medium size game hunt, I'll go with 357 Magnum, which have no problem taking down a deer size. And lastly, like always, thank God for what you have. Enjoy life with what you got. But mostly, let's keep praying for the great vaccine to come out by end of this year, and we could bury COVID-19 into the history. See you.